Have you ever wondered how Dick came to be short for Richard? Well, wonder no more. The name Richard is thought by most etymologists to derive from the Proto-Germanic Rick-Hartu, meaning more or less hard ruler, Rick meaning ruler and Hartu meaning hard. This was adopted into Old High German as Rico-hard, and from there to Old French and then Old English as Rick-Herd, and today as Richard. You might think from Richard meaning hard ruler and being a man's name that Dick being a nickname for Richard probably came about for pejorative reasons, borrowing from one of the other meanings of Dick, such as Dick as in jerk or Dick as in penis. However, the first record of Dick meaning jerk didn't come about until a few hundred years after its association with Richard, and the first record of it referring to a penis wasn't until the 1890s as a British Army slang term. Exactly how that latter meaning came about isn't known, being a slang term that was considered somewhat uncouth to put on paper. Because of that, Dick meaning penis probably had been around for a while before the 1890s, but not nearly long enough before to have contributed to the Richard-Dick connection. How Dick became a nickname for Richard is known and is one of those knee bone connected to the thigh bone type progressions, somewhat similar to how the word soccer came about, originally a name developed by British schoolboys, shortening association football to a-soccer and then to just soccer or sometimes soccer football. Due to people having to write everything by hand, shortened versions of Richard were common, such as Rick or Rich. This in turn gave rise to nicknames like Richie, Rick, and Rickett, among others. People also used to like using rhyming names, thus someone who was nicknamed Rich might further be nicknamed Hitch. Thus Richard to Rick with a K gave rise to nicknames like Dick and Hick around the early 13th century. While few today call Richards Hick, the nickname Dick has stuck around, and of course has come to mean many other things as well. Its persistence as associated with Richard is probably in part because around the 16th century, Dick started to be synonymous with man, lad, or fellow, sort of a general name for any Tom, Dick, or Francis, which, by the way, appears in Shakespeare's Henry IV, written in the late 16th century, with Dick at this point firmly established as an everyman name. It may well be that this association with man is in turn how Dick eventually came to mean penis. People with the name Robert are also called Bob via much the same process as people who are named Richard being called Dick, namely Robert to Rob and then the rhyming nickname Bob. Similarly, this is how we get Bill from William, William to Will, rhyming with Bill. Polly likewise comes from the name Molly, and the list goes on and on and on. Incidentally, Dick also once popularly meant an assertion, announcement, or declaration, such as, "I do dick, Mr. Beauregard, you are my hero." Similarly, someone's dying dick meant something completely different in the Middle Ages as it would now, namely their dying declaration.